What everyone got wrong about the Boss PX-1 effects pedal. Hey everybody, Jace Allen here, welcome back to the channel. Boss released a new effects pedal last week called the Plugout, or PX-1, and the internet went absolutely bonkers. The combined outrage over this little device could be seen from space. That's how pissed off people were. The closest thing I can compare this to is the Zoom Multi-Stomp. It's a Boss effects pedal shaped device with an LCD display, and it holds 16 digital recreations of legendary Boss effects pedals. The Boss Plugout comes complete with 8 effects like the classic OD1 Overdrive, PH1 Phaser, and SD1 Super Overdrive. And right away you can download 8 more pedals for free from their website. Now here's what has everyone all fired up. The folks at Boss say more effects are coming. They will be available from the cloud, and you'll most likely either have to pay for them individually or it will be part of some sort of subscription plan. And of course, we all know how people love subscription plans. Pro Tools created quite a stir years ago when they switched to a subscription-only model, as did Waves Audio when they offered the latest updates to their plugins via subscription. In fact, the backlash was so bad that Waves eventually backtracked and allowed consumers to once again buy perpetual licenses to their plugins. But here's the thing most people talking about the new Boss pedal are missing. First, no one is forcing you to buy this pedal and thus be stuck in some never-ending subscription cycle. In fact, I don't think Boss has even said whether it will be a subscription model or not. There are still plenty of physical Boss pedals out there. You can even find discontinued models on the used market. These pedals are virtually indestructible. When the aliens come to this planet in 10,000 years, they'll find heaps of non-biodegradable plastics and Boss effects pedals. I would venture to guess that every Boss pedal ever made will probably outlast this new Plugout pedal. So why the outrage? You're getting 16 classic Boss guitar pedals for around $250. The OD1 that was discontinued in 1985 can go for as much as $700 or more on the used market. The newer OD3 retails for around $120. Boss pedals brand new sell for an average of $150 a piece. If you bought all 16 pedals included in the Boss PX-1, you'd be spending thousands of dollars. Now, if Boss had released this pedal 2 years ago and were now suddenly announcing that owners would no longer be able to use the pedal without paying a subscription fee, that would be cause for outrage. But the folks at Boss are being incredibly transparent about future releases costing extra money. So again, no one's holding a gun to your head. You either buy the pedal and pay more later for additional pedals, or you don't. The market will decide if this pedal succeeds or if it fails. Second, and more importantly, is the fact that you can only use one pedal at a time. You heard that right, one. Now you can switch between 2 pedals with the swap feature, but this new pedal that includes 16 classic Boss tones only allows you to use one at a time. So suddenly the usefulness of this pedal becomes pretty much nil. So why aren't guitar and gear YouTubers complaining about that? Why isn't there a subreddit about how Boss missed the mark on this product by only allowing you to use one of the tones at a time? Sure, you're technically getting an OD1 for $250. The original pedal is stupid expensive on the used market right now, but remember, this isn't analog circuitry. It's an emulation of the OD1. So you're getting a digital recreation that, yes, has the Boss stamp on it, but it's still just a digital emulation. Yet people are focusing their outrage on paying a measly extra $10 when you want to add another pedal. None of it makes sense. Boss should have, at the very least, allowed you to stack pedals in some way or include MIDI capabilities to allow you to control multiple pedals with a MIDI controller. In fact, this is already possible. Boss released VST plugins of many of their classic pedals back in May of this year, but they are only available as part of the Roland Cloud Ultimate membership, which will set you back either $19.99 a month or $199 a year. Funny how the internet didn't light up over that product announcement. But if you wanted to, you could connect your guitar to an audio interface, run the Boss pedals as plugins in your DAW, and control them with a MIDI pedal, and use every single pedal at the same time. My guess is the Boss plugins pretty much flopped, so Boss developed the Plugout as a hardware device that contains the plugins, thus the name Plugout. But since no one seems to be even talking about the plugins and are in many cases confused over the name Plugout, they may have no idea that Boss even released their pedals as plugins. A much better device would have been a pedal with multiple foot switches and the ability to basically build an entire pedal board with all 8 or 16 pedals, activating them individually with enough processing power to use all the pedals at once. Then allow users to purchase more pedals or get access to every future pedal release and software updates via subscription. Now that would have been better in my opinion. Instead, what you get is a single pedal that you can change into another single pedal. Oh, but you can swap between a whole 2 pedals, but only use them one at a time. Wow. With so many other multi-effects pedals on the market today, some even from Boss themselves, this whole thing feels like a money grab to cash in on the nostalgia over Boss's iconic pedals. Don't want to pay $1,000 for an original OD1? Well, here you go. Spend $250 on the PX1 and you will have the OD1 and all these other pedals too. But don't expect to use them all at once. That's right, you get 16 classic Boss effects pedals in one pedal, but you can't use them all at the same time. You can't even use half of them at the same time. You can kind of use 2 at the same time, sort of, not really. But yeah, $10 for a future pedal release, that's what's got the internet outraged. Well, that's all I got for now. Jace Allen Guitar, thanks everybody for tuning in. We'll see you again next time.